Yo, yo, how goes it? How goes it? Welcome aboard Cardboard Sim. So, tonight I decided I'm just gonna take a nice little stroll. Nothing too crazy tonight. It's Monday. Just trying to get back into the swing of things. Let's get some music going for y'all. Is the music good enough? 24. Let me see. 24. 25. Yeah, that should work for now. Okay, cool. All right. So we are here in where are we at? Hey, 42, how you doing tonight, my man? We are at Porto Alegre. I think that's what you call it. Sierra Bravo Papa Alpha. And we're gonna head over to Sierra Bravo November Foxtrot. I think I might continue this stream this week because I want to get up over to what's the place I'm looking for? Rio de Janeiro. Right? Yeah. I was gonna do that run tonight, but then I realized that's 600 some nautical miles from where I'm starting. Not happening. So it's all good. So we'll just make a little baby step tonight. Alright, so let's get her cranked up here. Brief flight is complete. Seatbelts are fastened. No packs on board. All avionics is off. Circuit breakers are all in. Landing gear down. Flaps are up. Cow flaps are open. Lights as required. Fuel selector. Fullest tank. And let's get some power going. Probably pump up a little bit. And throttle. I do not have a rug on my floor. What I'm using what's in here? I'm using this wood grain vinyl. It's like a very thin pad. I bought a roll of it from Lowe's for like 25 bucks. So I just laid it down over top of some 2x4s. So the 2x4s is like the subflooring in a sense. And then I just laid the wood grain material over it. You know, cut it out or whatnot. Okay. We do have an issue here. So see if we can resolve this real quick. I got some tidying up to do in the sim. For sure. A few things that needs to be fixed. Yeah, exactly. I'm using the same stuff and I just laid it out on the floor. And I got a little couple pieces up here up top as well. Alright, now you're working. Okay, cool. So hey Reg, how you doing tonight, my man? That's weird. It's all good. My schedule's been kind of out of whack recently, like I said, you know, due to the workload. I haven't been streaming daily as I would have liked to. So I'm trying to trying to get myself back into the swing of things. So there's gaps that are soft. Not necessarily. You well, let me rephrase what I did. So I have 2x4s as subfloors, and then I laid down a piece of plywood over top, so I have a smooth surface. That's what I actually did. I just used the 2x4s to build the floor up. Well, that's strange. I don't quite know why notifications aren't coming in. I haven't changed anything in my YouTube settings. Might be a YouTube thing if both of y'all are not getting the notification. Yeah, pretty much same thing. So it works like a champ. All right, let's get ATIS on 13235. Oh, we're gonna have one of the nights. No, we're not. That's what we're not gonna do. I can already see where this is about to go. And I did everything I was supposed to do. It's just weird how sometimes it want to work right and then sometimes it doesn't. 13235.
Stability 4. Sky conditions, no significant clouds. Temperature 17. Dew point 15. QNH 1017. Density altitude 100 feet. Transition level 65. Arriving and departing runway 11. Advise on initial contact. You have information hotel. Salgado Filho International Airport. Information hotel. 0200 Zulu. Wind 085 at 4. Visibility 4. Sky conditions, no significant clouds. Temperature 17. Dew point 15. QNH 1017. Density altitude 100 feet. Transition level 65. Arriving and departing runway 11. Advise on initial contact. You have information hotel.
Information hotel. Okay. Information hotel. Ground Bonanza 424 on your pop-up with hotel. Looking to pick up VFR flight following to Sierra Bravo November Foxtrot at 4,000 feet.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa Porto Alegre ground on departure, maintain VFR at or below 4,000 feet. Departure on 120.1 squawk 5462.
On departure, maintain VFR at or below 4,000. Departure on 120.1 squawk 5462. Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa. I don't know why it does this.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, read back, correct.
Why are you talking so? I can understand you. Ground, Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa's ready to taxi.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa on departure. Maintain VFR at or below 4,000 feet. Departure on 120.1 squawk 5462.
Copy all. And Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is ready to taxi. Speaking weird. Ground, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is ready to taxi.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, taxi to runway 11 via Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 11 via Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 ready to taxi. Ready for departure. Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa. Hey, SayIntentions failed. Has SayIntentions failed mid-flight or glitched really bad? Yes. No, I mean, you know, with it being AI, you know, it has its moments, but it's still a software in the building phases. So, you know, with anything, it has its moments, but it's never failed me, you know, mid-flight or glitched or anything like that. SayIntentions.AI, welcome aboard Cardboard Sim. Hey, I just want to let you know, amazing software. Matter of fact, hold on, let me get some light on it here so you can see what's going on here. There you go. I appreciate you. Yes, yes. Alright, taxi lights is coming on. And brakes are released. We're going to 11 via Alpha. Love this stuff, man. SayIntentions has changed the game for me with Flight Sim. Alright. So let's roll here. We'll just turn around here, I guess. Yep. We'll turn around here. Alright. We are trimmed out. Flaps are set. And we're going to 11. Hey, Says, how you doing, my man? Easter was fantastic. We took the kids to a little carnival that was going on about 30 minutes from us, and had a great time. Had a great time. So is that somebody on the taxiway coming this way? You know what? I think I'm just gonna I'll just take Kilo. I got enough runway from here. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. And SayIntentions brings it all together. I'll just take this right here. Alright, 1181. You know what's crazy is even after clearing all the cache and resetting the PC prior to flight, every once in a while she'll have this moment where she just doesn't want to work right. That's okay though. Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa's holding short, runway 11, ready to go.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Porto Alegre Tower. Runway 11, wind 085 at 4. Cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 11, Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa. Alright, landing light strobes are coming on. Let's get it. We are clear final. And we are clear down the runway. Set. Airspeed's coming live. Rotate. Positive rate gear is coming up. That's coming up. Very dusty out here this morning. Departure is 1201.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, contact departure on 120.1.
Switching to 1201 Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa today. Departure Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is climbing through 1,800 for 4,000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, piloted departure, radar contact.
We are on our way, y'all. Yeah, I got some goodies coming in. No, it's hazy out here, Reg. I kind of want to change the scenery. I mean, this is live weather right now. Hopefully it's better on the other side. Let's go ahead and get 4,000 bugged. On that and go nav. So, how's everybody doing so far? How's the sim life going? How's it treating you? All right, I'll keep it live, Reg. So, as far as my side goes, like I said, I got some cleaning up to do around here. For starters, my iPad mini here has come loose yet again, but I got something in store. I'm actually about to do a I'm gonna print me a casing for it that's gonna go along with the bezel. Oh, here we go. That's one thing I forgot to switch out is my well, not switch out, but change the sensitivity on the trim wheel so it stops doing all that bumpy stuff. It's all good. So I'm gonna 3D print me a case for that mini so it sits permanent where it's supposed to be instead of drooping down. You probably can't tell from the camera, but it's sitting down. It needs to be sitting up and flush. Also, I put some things on order. So I have a 90-degree lightning cable coming in, because what's happening is the cable coming off of the iPad is hitting up against this gauge. So this panel is actually sitting back. I don't have the panel sit flush like I want to because of that problem right there. So that cable will fix that, and then I'll be able to get the gauge panel set all the way in. Also, I finally ordered the right 5-volt power supply. I ordered one before. The problem with that one was that it didn't have enough amps for the stepper motors, so I had to return it. So I got one with a higher amp reading, so I'll be able to run the gauges completely now. So that's coming in. I also ordered some resistors for the LED nanos that I got for my annunciator panel up here. I have to go to the hardware store and get me some L brackets or something, because my glare shield is drooping, so you can't see the annunciator panel. I actually have an annunciator panel right here, and then I actually have a yaw damper button right here that actually illuminates when I press it, but you can't see it because this is drooping. So I gotta get something to push this up and support it better. As well as, I don't know if you can see, but my LED light here is dangling. So, you know, need some housekeeping around here for that. What else did I order? I ordered the resistors for that. And I ordered myself, I only got one for now. I'll eventually get another one. But I did a alternative to the butt kicker, and it's the Dayton audio transducer. So I picked that up, and I also ordered a the audio sound card thing that you can buy. It's like $25 or whatever. So I went ahead and ordered that. So all of that will be coming in on Wednesday. My birthday is on Thursday. We're supposed to be getting rain later on this week, so more than likely one of those downtimes, I will be doing some much needed housekeeping and getting all the new stuff installed, and hopefully have all that up and running by the weekend. So that is the goal there. Okay, so as far as the fabric, the only reason why it's pretty tight. It looks the way it looked because I haven't finished it yet. The glare shield is still a work in progress. So if you notice that on a Bonanza glare shield is totally different from a Cessna, right? So a Cessna glare shield is pretty much just a flat panel all the way across, all the way down, whereas a Bonanza actually drops off on the sides, and then it kind of indents as it goes, closer to the front. So when I originally created this panel, my glare shield didn't even extend all the way out. It actually stopped right here, so there was a big gap between the back of my panel and the front monitor. And so I wanted to make, a more realistic looking glare shield, but the problem I was having was there was no support back there. So I took some, I don't know, like a 1x or something, I don't know what it is, some scrap wood I had laying around, and I built the shelf as a support, so it goes across from one side to the other. Now the problem with that is, and I wasn't thinking when I did it, so what's happening is I have my droop downs here on the side like a Bonanza has, but then it's flat up here, so I need to actually pull that out and shorten it so that the indentation, you know, follows all the way through, if that makes sense. And then, like I said, there's some loose ends here on the sides. I just never got around to doing it. You know, it's just kind of one of those things, like once you set it, it's like, it's tedious work, and that's just one thing that I'm just kind of like, I don't really, not really my thing there. But it's definitely something that I want to eventually fix. So that's in the future. Yeah, well, I only got one for now, like I said, but I got the one that can hold 50 watts, so I think that's more than enough to take care of what I need to take care of in my seat. And like I said, eventually, you know, once I get a feel for it and everything is cool, then I'll probably order me another one, and then I'll put that in the co-pilot seat, so that whenever someone does decide, you know, they want to hang out with me, you know, they can get the effects as well. Ah, okay. Let's get back on track. All over the place. So that, oh, and I also ordered me, no, I did. It's in my cart. I just didn't order it yet. I had to order me a kneeboard. So I'll be getting one of those on order eventually. No, not really. I mean, my son, he'll hop in here every once in a while and hang out with me for a few minutes, but for the most part, not really. Oh, my wings look. Okay, there we go. Weird. So once I get all of these things set up, and I have everything looking the way I want it to look, you know, as far as everything working and all of that good stuff, I will then be moving into the next big project. And I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to go about doing it. I know what I need to do. It's just figuring out how to do it and keep what can I say? Keep the videos going. I might end up having to take some downtime again. I might have to go into the hangar. More than likely, I might have to go back into the hangar for this one for a few days. But like I said, once I get all the lights working and the panel working, gauges working, you know, get the housekeeping back up to par. Appreciate it, Sess. I'll be moving into my prototype 2 of my single throwover yoke. And what I'm going to be doing is it's pretty much going to be a mock-up from the alpha yoke. So before, my first prototype was all DIY, you know, from scrap PVC pipe, screws and knobs and all kind of stuff. And like I said before, it was a proof of concept. Many flaws. It was very quirky, but it did work, and I actually used it for a while, honestly. But it was too many flaws in it that to really, you know, it really threw the immersion off, and the stability and durability of the yoke altogether. So I have my blueprints out. I don't know, I probably rewritten it I don't know how many times. Hey Plane, how's it going? So me and my good friend ChatGPT has been having a conversation over the last week, trying to figure out what's the best approach to making this happen. And we collectively we figured it out. I got a joystick coming from my Xbox. Nice. What kind of joystick you get? So as of now, so here. FS 2024. Me and 24. We're not on speaking terms right now. So, if you want to let 24 know well, don't even let her know I said hey, because I don't even want them to feel like I like them like that. Nah, but what kind of joystick are you got coming? So, doing some research and yo, buddy, what it do? Oh, the 2024 branded HOTAS? Oh, the Airbus, nice. Appreciate it, Mark. So after talking with ChatGPT for a little bit, we discovered a few things. So I had a lot of questions, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, what is the torque value in your top brand, or the companies that are selling these force feedback kits, right? So anywhere from the Bruners to the flight sim CLS yokes and all that good stuff, and they said right around the 12 Newton meters, So I'm like, okay. So with that, I was like, well, do I need 12? I don't think I need 12 Newton meters of force on roll though, on pitch. So like, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm like, well, I don't want to go with. All right, says, have a good one, buddy. You use ChatGPT air traffic control. Oh, that's cool. All right, later, 4-2. So I was like, well, I don't want to use the AC servo motors because those jokers are way too expensive for my liking. So I'm like, where's the alternative? Like, where can I cut some corners to save on cost, right? So got to doing some talking and digging. So we've come to the conclusion that I could run 2 NEMA 34 stepper motors, closed loop at that. And for the pitch, I could do a 3-to-1 gear ratio. I use SayIntentions plane. So with a NEMA 34 stepper motor, closed loop, with a 3-to-1 gear ratio, I can achieve almost just under 13 Newton meters of torque, or force, I guess you could say, on the pitch axis, right? And then for roll, I only need, anywhere from 4 to 6. So the NEMA 34 out the box has a continuous, like, depending on which one you get, like 4.3 Newton meters. So it's still, still a decent amount of roll, force on the roll side. So I don't have to do a gear ratio on that. I can just pretty much run that straight into the aileron axis, I guess you could say. So that's what I'm going to be running. Now the what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's going to get funny is, now, like I said, I'm working with ChatGPT. We've been trying to figure out different ways to set up. Now, in my mind, I already know what I need to do to make this work, right? So, like I said, I'm going to be literally taking the alpha yoke that I'm using right now, and it's going to move over to the center. So the shaft and all that will be center, and it's going to be coming right back out of this hole right here. So just like a no joystick over here playing, just the alpha yoke. So what's going to happen is, it's going to be, if y'all know what I'm talking about, with which I'm pretty sure you do, the Bonanza throwover yoke. I was going to do a dual system, but I'm like, no, I'm going to just keep it one. I like it. It's cool. It goes along with the Bonanza V35. And so I've been studying the Bonanza's yoke system. And I've watched tons of videos on how it works, what it looks like, and, you know, just getting ideas on how to go about making this happen. And I think I actually have it down. Now it's just a matter of 3D printing the parts. There's going to be a couple things I'm going to need to order. Obviously the motors and the drivers. But for the most part, I might be able to get away with everything else getting from the local hardware store. I got the map on my phone for... Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to use my phone for the streaming, and so I got, this is just a generic tablet that I use for Navigraph. So with that all being said, because originally my goal was I was going to do the prototype, and then I was just going to grab some NEMA 17 motors and just do a motorized yoke setup for starters, you know, so that, you know, when it goes into autopilot mode, you know, it'll just follow, you know, the aircraft movement. So I'll still get the movements, you know, pitch, roll, but I just want to have no force. But then I'm like, well, why do that once I found out that I could still use those stepper motors and just go ahead and do it force feedback. So I appreciate it, playing. So that is going to be the next big upgrade once I get everything else, you know, fixed and resolved and up and running and cleaned up and all that good stuff. So that's the goal, and hopefully we can achieve it. I think we can. Made it this far, you know. I think we can make that a doable thing. But the ultimate the ultimate upgrade for the sim, which will definitely be down the road because it's pricey. I don't know if I want to do a DIY with it. I might rather just go ahead and just buy the system just because it's just going to be easier for me. I do like challenges, don't get me wrong, but the ultimate upgrade when all else is said and done is going to be putting it in motion. And I was talking with a good buddy of mine who flies me all the time, Dragon, and he sent me the link to the motion platform that he's using, or at least, you know, what he uses for his setup. Of course, his is totally different than mine, but what I'll be getting is going to be 4 pegs, so linear actuators, I guess, one on each corner, of course, and it's just going to be pretty much a plug and play system. So that's something I'm going to have to save up for. That probably won't happen this year, maybe next year, we'll see. But I think that once that happens, I think it's gonna be on the popping. Well, I'm not technically building a motion platform, but I'm gonna have to modify the sim, well, at least the frame, because the frame is definitely not in the position right now to even handle motion like that. So I'm definitely gonna have to reinforce it. But once I reinforce it and make it stable, yeah, I do plan on making it a full motion platform. So I'll be able to get pitch, roll, and heave. Ooh, now that's gonna be a challenge right there, playing. B2. I don't even know what the inside of a B2 looks like. I've been around it, never been inside of it. So there are DIY kits, or you know, there's DIYs that you can, like, for simple, like if you have like a little one-seater and you know you don't really have like a crazy setup like this, a lot of people just use windshield wiper motors, you know, and then you run it through the driver cards and through the software. I've seen a lot of people do that. You know, you get what, one for the back seat and then maybe 2 on each side, you know, to kind of give you your pitch and your roll or whatever. But I definitely couldn't use windshield wiper motors for this setup. They couldn't handle the weight. I got a challenge. It's a challenge. Oh, so you gonna try to make one? I seen this dude. He moved some parts for his motion platform. Hey, if you know where that video is at, or if that's in the group, send me that info, man. I like to see that. Now I seen this one guy. I think he's German, but he did a pretty cool motion sim. But the way he did, like, his set, I had never seen nothing like this before. And only problem with that is his is very tall. I don't have that kind of height, you know, so I need something that's low profile. So that's why I was gonna go with the pegs. I gotta see that. Also, that RC plane dude made one of wood and stepper motors. So you talk about RC Remy? If you talking about Remy, I need to go check that out then, because I know I subscribe to his channel, but I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been able to keep up with any of the notifications or new videos popping out. Like I said, once my eyes open, I'm wide open. And you know, that's the crazy thing too, because a lot of people will argue that stepper motors are not good for, you know, these type of projects. They always tell you, oh, you got to go with the servo motors because they move smooth. Well, it also depends on what type of stepper motor. You know what? They actually create stepper motors that are actually, they're stepper hybrids. They're like stepper motors, but they're steppers with hybrid servos. So it's like it's a hybrid servo, but using stepper motor. If that makes sense. Now those can get pricey. But I mean, even when you look at like a brushless, you know, servo motor, I mean, you're talking $200 to $400 a motor, right? Easy. But when I start doing some more digging, like, yeah, like the smaller stepper motors that can't really handle the weight and the speed and then the torque, like the holding torque, yeah, I can understand why a stepper motor, that one won't work. But when you start looking at these more beefier stepper motors that has more, like, better precision and...
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, pilot grade departure, contact Curitiba Center on 126.1.
126.1, but that's 4 on top of that. I don't know how to say that. Center Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is 7,400. I fly my B2 Spirit outside.
Bonanza 424 Romeo
Nice.
Papa, Curitiba Center, Bom dia, Comandante.
I want to get into the RC world. I'm just scared I'm going to get into it and then I'm going to get addicted and then I'm going to be dropping a whole boatload of money that I don't want to spend on it. Maybe down the road. Like, I want to get that, there is a I forget the company that makes it, but they actually make a V35. I appreciate that, Bunny. I'll take a look at that once I'm down. A V35 RC. Now it's a little, you know, I guess it's for the advanced. I think I could fly a plane. Like, I really think I could fly an RC plane. Like, I don't think I need to start off with, like, you know, you put the wings on, put a rubber band around it to hold it to the body, take 4 screws, screw the motor in, and turn it on and take off. Like, I think I could do a little better than that out there. I know a lot of people say, oh, you got to start off with the basics. Well, flying is flying, right? If you understand how a plane operates, then I mean, because I use that. I used to have that. What do you call it? The RC simulator. You know, that you plug in and you got the, you know, the control. And I did real good with that. The hardest thing for me, though, I mean, I don't know, I guess maybe because it was on a smaller screen, was trying to get the plane lined up to come into land, because like the depth perception wasn't there, you know, so it didn't really make sense to me. But flying it, that was nothing. So that's what's going on. You know what I need to order? I just thought about it. I need to order me some extensions for the headsets. I'll do that later though. I don't really need to right this second. but eventually I'm gonna have to do that. And I'm still working on the new autopilot panel. I don't know if I want to go any further with it yet. Like it's still in the very basic, well, not basic, but it's in still the beginning phases of it. I mean, this panel, when it's plugged in and the cable is not being touched, it works fine. So I don't know, we'll see. Down a little bit. So I found this, I was doing some digging the other day, and I don't know if it's helping. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. It's probably doing more good than I know, or that I can see. And I want to say I found this software from Flight Sim 2020ers or some 2020ers, or I don't know how do you, Flight Sim 2020 something, whatever his web YouTube channel is. But anyway, there's this software that helps with the latency, like the overall latency of Flight Sim and of your PC altogether, I guess you could say. So normally it's at like around 15 milliseconds or something like that. Well, this software allows you to get it down to 0.5 milliseconds, and it locks it in at that. So it's kind of like a, you know, it caps it, like there's no more latency in a sense, I guess you could say. And I think it does work, because I notice when she does want to act right, the sim, of course. I used to have a small latency with my right screen. No, the air traffic controller is from SayIntentions.AI plane. But so no matter what I did, any tweaks that I did, the front monitor, left monitor, flawless. I'm talking just butter smooth. Right monitor always had this small lag. You're welcome. But ever since I downloaded this software and got it up and running, everything is smooth now. Like I don't get that lag in the right monitor more. So yes, this software does work, and it's free. It takes a little, as long as you follow the steps, you'll be fine. Because you got to go into command prompt and change some stuff. But you should be good. I got to get better at posting links and all of that. I'll add it to it I gotta go back to I gotta go find the video first, and then I'll see if I can add the link down in the description, so y'all can go check it out and see if that's something that you might be interested in. I mean, if your PC is running fine, then no need, but I'm trying to squeeze everything I can out. I'm trying to run 4Ks. Oh man, we're not doing too bad. Doing 171 on the ground right now. And we got 131 nautical miles to go. About 45 minutes out. I'll probably continue on this flight tomorrow and just continue up the coastline. So I want to get myself up over to Rio. Yep, I want to see Rio. More than likely, I'll probably just continue all the way up the coastline. Because there's another spot, I was playing around with it the other night, and the scenery is drop dead gorgeous. It's just beautiful. The motors, hey. Buddy, what's wrong? The motors, oh, the motors I was thinking with people are actually okay. Had me confused there for a second. Sim rig there. Oh, okay. The S3s. Ooh, he spent some money on them. Sim rig ain't cheap. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I think with the transducer coming in and then making it a motion platform, then having a force feedback yoke, I think that's pretty much it right there. And what's crazy is the whole setup will still be cheaper than what most people will throw at their sim. Because in my mind, I'm thinking right now, the money that I'm going to have to spend to make this force feedback is probably going to be I say between $300 and $400 to make the force feedback work. At the most $4, and I'm actually pushing it at $4. I'm gonna say $350 really. So you figure you add that. I'm gonna have my DIY butt kickers for way less than what a real butt kicker is. I just can't justify spending $200-300 on something to rattle my dazzle. You feel? So add that in, and then I mean, I could try to do a DIY, but I would need some I don't know. I think that's gonna be the one thing that I probably would just have to buy flat out. I think that's gonna be one DIY. That's one project I don't want to DIY, because I don't need nothing catching on fire, or I done spent money just to find out that they're not strong enough to hold the weight, or yeah. So I'll probably just let that be what it is. But I think that kit is like 23, between 23 and 2600, something like that. So I'll be saving up for that one. But even adding that, I'm still all together, that with everything up and running, with the motion platform and all of that, I probably still will be around $6,500 total for the whole center. That's not bad. There's guys out here that got way more money wrapped up in their sim and ain't got nearly as much as what I got. And that's the whole purpose of cardboard sim. To have the greatest of everything, or at least the perception of having everything, look great, and be just as functional for almost 2/3 the cost, or a third of the cost of what you spend on yours. So yeah, you can, man, I talk about it all the time. It doesn't cost much to build one of these things. Take some time. Take some time. That's it. Hey, Plane, do me a favor when you get a chance. Could you send me a picture of your B2? I'd like to see that. You're in the Discord, right? I appreciate that, Reggie. Yeah, man, I think sometimes I do sit in here and I'll be like, man, I feel like I'm really inside of a Bonanza for real. And then there's other times I'm just like, there's so much more I could be doing to this thing, you know? But overall, when I look at the journey of where I started, you know, about 3 years ago with this thing, it's come a long way. It has come a long way. I mean, this thing, humble beginnings. humble beginnings. I never thought, you know, that my sim would actually get to this point. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I had a vision, but this surpassed my vision a long time ago. I don't know, and I think it's just really more so, you know, studying the aircraft that I love so much. You know, I look at all different types of Bonanzas. I've YouTube. They probably not a Bonanza on YouTube that I ain't seen yet. You know, I study the aircraft. I look at the panels. I look at the interior. You know, I look at Google Images, and you know, even the plane I'm flying. You know, the Coronata, and you know, just constantly staring at it until it's embedded in my skull, and then just taking that vision and then just recreating it as it is now. And just finding ways for it to make sense, you know, like I don't want to spend a lot of money on it, but I want it to be functional as possible and look great at the same time. And so that's pretty much what I've done. And so sometimes it's taken me months to come up with ideas for certain things, you know. Like for instance, my avionics panel. So before it was just, it was the same tablet. This has been the same tablet from day one. And so when I created the 750, it was the actual bezel was cardboard as well, right? And I used that for the longest time. And I always wanted a 750-650 combo, especially when I swapped over to the TDS model versus the PMS model that I was using before. And so my good friend Shade Tree Sim, he was kind enough to draft me up the STL files, and I was able to print the bezels for it. So now I have a 3D printed, you know, bezel for the tablet, but the actual frame itself is still cardboard. It's just a new piece of cardboard. So, you know, that didn't cost me what, a couple bucks in PLA. Alright, Plane Man, you have a good one, man. I'll catch you on the next one. What else? Like the gauges, right? So when I decided to swap over to physical gauges from, you know, the iPad, in my mind I already knew that I wanted to have backlight. I didn't know how I was gonna go about doing it. And it just so happens when I was sifting through, you know, all the STL file, you know, websites like Thingiverse, Yegi, and all that stuff. And then I came across this guy in Printables who created all these bezels. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the 7 gauges are from this guy named Imrusk on Printables. The only bezel the only gauge that I have in here that's not from him is from Captain Bob, and that's the VOR CDI, I guess you could say, gauge. But when I was going through the Imrusk files, you know, in Printables they have this thing where, you know, it shows people who have modified the files a little bit or whatever, and this guy had modified this guy's gauges with backlight. And so all he did was he took the frame of the gauge, and then he created a spacer, right? So the spacer is pretty much the same size as what the gauge normally sits on anyway, but he made it in transparent PLA, and then he created this this frame that goes around the gauge that holds the LED strip. And then you just take the LED strip around there, and then the light shines through the transparent PLA. Now, is it true backlight? Not necessarily, but it's backlit. There's light in there that I can control the brightness of, right? So it's all little things like that, man. Like it's what brings the sim to life. Having the ability to dim two separate sets of lights on their own dimmer switch, right? So by having little things like that, it takes away from the the flaws within the sim. Like I said, the cameras don't pick up the flaws as much than what I see, right? So, but when you add little things like that, and you're constantly flipping this switch, and you're pressing that button, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, you really forget that you're actually flying in a box on a floor in your house. That's the cool part. That's the cool part. So it's been an awesome journey building this thing so far, man. I don't have any regrets. I've learned a lot along the way. I've met a lot of cool people like y'all in the chat along this journey, and in the Discord, and I've kind of created a brotherhood in the sim community all over the world, man. All the way from down in South America, the islands, all over the states, Hawaii. We got people out in Australia, so I enjoy this. This is outside of life. This is the other world. Come in here, take off, and just kind of zone out and be in my own thoughts for a little while.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Curitiba Center, contact Florianopolis, departure on 119.5.
119.5 and then 424 Romeo Papa. Okay. Florianopolis departure. That's 424 Romeo Papa 7000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa Florianopolis departure. Good morning, Bom Retiro QNH 1018.
1018 with that 4. Yeah, man. This is good stuff. And what's cool is
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, Florianopolis departure, Bom Retiro QNH 1018, radar contact.
I think what I enjoy outside of just flying is inspiring others to achieve their goals in the sim world. I mean, like it's amazing how you know, I've seen so many guys in the Discord, man, like, man, I wanna build a sim, and I'm just like, do it. Like, you ain't gotta spend a lot of money. If you got this, and this, you can do it. Next thing you know it, man. Now there's people. Matter of fact, 3 now that I know for sure are actually building their sims from the ground up as we speak right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's cool, man. You know, to leave a mark in this world that we're in, and to see others flourish and come up in the game, to be a part of it. So I'm gonna keep doing my thing, man. I'm gonna keep doing it. Gotta start working out these kinks though. That'd be the biggest headache, man. Like, when you finally get to a point and you're like, all right, cool, it's flyable. And then you start looking at the little things, like, I really need to go back and fix that. And you're like, man, ain't nobody worried about that. That's how I be. Like, there's little things in here, I'm like, I really need to fix that. I just don't really feel like doing it. Test flying a used Skyhawk 172. I'm out in Alaska, southbound VFR via Evans County. Also testing out frame gen mod with maintenance. Okay. Why would you go and buy a used 172? You about to use that for something? We need to have a conversation. Cause how you go from flying TBMs and now you want to go buy a used 172? I tell you what though, that frame gen mod with the beam mask, man, it's crazy. It changes your life. I had deleted it when I was having big problems with my sim after trying to run 24. And so I deleted the map enhancing mod, but I was like, I can't do it. I think I did like maybe 2-3 trips, and I'm just like, nope, I need it back. So I re-downloaded it. Hey Nate, how you doing? Yeah, man, everything good, man. Just work be having me tired, man. And by the time I'm done spending time with the kids and stuff, and get some dinner in my stomach, man, my mind says let's fly. My body says go sit down somewhere. And you know, body wins 9 times out of 10. So, but I'm getting back into it though. It was kind of like that spring rush. I mean, I still got projects laid out. Like I'm pretty much booked all the way through June, really. But the rush itself is slowing down. So my hours in the day is not as long. About 22 minutes out. We got about 63 miles to go. Okay. I got you. Tracking now. Are you running the premium version of SayIntentions, or you got the open sky version? I got a little tailwind, little 4-knot tailwind. Man, you know what's crazy? With the AC on in the house, and then the sim AC, bruh, it gets chilly. Like I'm almost tempted to turn these fans off. These jokers is really pulling in that cool air. Like, we got max AC on in here right now. Shoot, I'm almost a little cold. It's crazy. Oh, you got the premium. Okay, cool. Shoot, we're gonna have to link up eventually, like we used to do, on some SayIntentions. That's about pretty much all I'm gonna be doing. Like I said, I will be doing some vatsim in the future. I got a couple people that's on the X-Plane side of the world, and we've been talking back and forth over the last few days. Eventually, whenever we can get everything set up. But I know Nate. Gotta do a flight with Nate and Fox Tree. I gotta do a vatsim flight with him as well. So it's just a matter of setting up a time and date. You know, when everything meshes with everyone, all of us. Definitely gotta do one of those flights together. I don't know, maybe I could hop in on one of those vatsim events. Have to catch one where both of y'all will be flying in and hop on in with you. Yeah, I gotta turn this air off. Shoot, I'm cold. I don't like the cold. I like to be comfortable. Hey, that's the first time in cardboard sim history that I have literally had to turn my air off in here because it got too cold. I did that. This little AC unit does its thing, and these are just, well, let me think. I know these two fans on this side are 120s. I think these are 140s. Yeah, these are 140s and these are 120s. But these jokers pull, man. They look like the same size, but they're not. Moving right along, moving right along. I recently added FS. So here's the thing, buddy. When it comes to FSLTL, the trafficking, the FSL injector, honestly, as long as you downloaded the base models, you don't even really need the injector, because that's very taxing. But the cool thing about it is, once you download FSLTL, the base models, anytime you go to airports, you're gonna see, you know, all the different liveries. And if you have like AI traffic turned on in the sim, then you'll see those planes moving around anyway. But now SayIntentions, well, I'll leave that for, they working on something for the traffic injection. As far, and it actually works with FSLTL. So it's like this own world now. Like SayIntentions is doing so much good stuff, man. It's crazy. No, I tried one the very first day. I was having a couple issues with mine. Like, I could see the traffic, I just couldn't hear them. So I need to try another one. I might do another run up tonight. Yeah, it's still in alpha. I might do another little run up tonight just to see how far, because I know they've done some updates already. I just haven't had the opportunity to get in it again. So I might tinker with that for a little bit tonight. Yeah, that's the crazy part, Bunny. Like, they are really, they doing their thing right now. Yeah, Brian don't be playing, man. As soon as you go in there and tell him what's going on, like, it seemed like 30 minutes. He'd be like, all right, we already got that resolved. Go ahead and do the update real quick. Like, dang. I didn't even know there was a problem. Yeah, Brian and them, man, they good people, man. I need to take my SayIntentions cert and do a mock-up on it. I might take it down to, I need to come up with my logo. I need to come up with a logo, or just have them add like cardboard sim somewhere or something like that. I was just sitting here doing some thinking. See, this, you know why my sim is constantly, I'm always adding stuff. Like, this is what happens. Like, I sit here in this sim, you know, for an hour or two flight at a time, and my brain get to wandering, right? Because I was just saying how cold it got, but I done turned the fans off, and now these TVs starting to bake me a little bit. But there's only one speed. It's either on or off, right? So then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, I have this MOSFET board, and right now I still have 2 channels open. I wonder if, I just don't know where I would put it though. Cause I about ran out of, I ain't really got no more space to put nothing else down here. So I have to put it up here next to this. Maybe put an encoder up here next to the power switch, maybe. Where I can I could dial, you know, I could change the speeds of the fans. You need the logo top right corner, like Swiss. This sim is running on SayIntentions. Builder's the best part. Never. Yeah, it's never done, Nate. I'm telling you, never. 3 years on this build, and I'm far from done. So, Bunny, how do I do that? I'm still new to like adding like stuff on the screens and like through open. Like, have you noticed like my last few live streams, I haven't even used my my intro because I've been having, every time I start the stream with the intro, I have problems. So I just start the stream flat out and be done with it. Oh yeah, no, Nate, I don't really care too much for all the, you know, showing like my speed and altitude and all that stuff, because that bogs your system down. Every time I try to use overlays, I've had problems. But if I could just throw a little logo up there like Buddy is saying, that's not going to harm too much, that would be kind of cool. All right, I got to get some air going back here. I know it's kind of hot. I'm gonna look into that. Looks like we got a little bit of cloud covers coming in. We should be alright though. Let's start dropping down here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and start my descent now. Out. Appreciate that, buddy. I'll take a look at that. You know something that I would like to do? I wish there was a way that we could, because I know you could do it in X-Plane, but I wish there was a workaround that we could actually scale our aircraft in flight sim. Right? Because like when I'm sitting here looking at my wings, like they look okay, but I know in real life it's a lot bigger, right? So I wish there was a way that we could scale it a little better. And I've been working with, well, I've been teaching myself how to use Blender, because what I want to do is I want to get the windshield effect to work with the interior delete mod. And I've been going back and forth with ChatGPT, and it showed me how to do it, but I don't know I don't know Blender like that, so you know. But if I figure that out, I'm definitely gonna make a video on that, because that's gonna make a world of difference. You know, to be able to see the rain and all that stuff. So it's just little things, you know. Little tweak here, little tweak there. Get this thing dialed in to about as real as it could possibly be outside of flying in real life. I know it's gonna be epic though once this thing become motion though. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be crazy. I'm definitely not. I'm gonna be like a kid, like, man, I'm ready to go home, man. I just wanna fly. I don't know how much this thing weighs. Well, I'm pretty sure that this is.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, contact Navigantes Tower on 118.2.
We're on the 1182, but that's 4 Romeo Papa there. Yeah, see, I don't know why. Sometimes this thing has this.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, enter left downwind for runway 25.
And a left downwind for runway 25, and that's 424. Alright, autopilot is coming off. We'll hand wire the rest of the way on down. Left downwind for 25. I got a Flight Sim Realistic running too. I haven't used that in a while. I'm like, man, let me turn that on. I think I need to tweak some more settings in that as well. Right, Bunny, I told you, when you said sim rig, I already knew them numbers were ridiculous. Alright, let's get her rolled up. $4,000 just for the motors. Jeez. That's a lot. Slow you up. Get you rolled up. Coming in way too fast. Alright, we got the field in sight. And it's going to be left. Downwind 25. I love a coastal approach. So gorgeous. Hey, well then, if that's the case, then Bunny, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and run them numbers up. What's the day? Monday. You can grab some numbers in the morning. All right, speed check gear is coming down. First notch flaps coming in. Second notch flaps coming in. Let's go ahead and make this turn. 90 on the approach speed. Let's keep a little bit of juice.
$500.
Tower Bonanza 424, we pop a turn in final runway 25, full stop. Don't enter downwind. Tower Bonanza 424, pop a short final, runway 25. Well, I'm landing.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa winds 255 at 4, runway 25, clear to land.
Clear to land 25, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa. Right. Made it down.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, welcome to Navigantes. Taxi to general aviation parking at your discretion. Stay with me.
Taxi to general aviation parking, my discretion. We'll stay with you, Bonanza 424, Papa, thanks. Turn around here. After landing checks, cowl flaps are open, flaps are up. Transponder is to standby. I gotta keep figuring out why it does that. Okay. Avionics is off. Electrical equipment is off. Mixture is out. Magnetos is off. Fuel tank slur is off. Power is off. There we go. Nice little flight. I enjoyed it. I just got to figure out what's going on with that little bit of lag that does that from time to time. I don't know why it does it. I guess it's just, it does what it does. Nice landing. Glad I caught you tonight. Take it easy, man. I appreciate it, Nate, man. Glad you hung out with me for a little bit. I'm about to do some background testing now and call it a night, I guess. So I enjoyed everybody that hung out with me tonight. If you like this flight and like hanging out with Cardboard Sim, hit that heart bubble down there. Show me some love. Let me know that you loving what you see with your boy. And we can go ahead and shut this thing down and catch you guys hopefully tomorrow, where we will continue on here and continue working our way up the coastline towards Rio. So that's all I got for y'all. Enjoy, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Safe flights in the sim skies if you're still up there, or if you're going up tonight. And we'll catch you on the next one. It's Cardboard Sim signing out.